Ce maître yogi, qui demande à ses élèves de mesurer l'immesurable, passe plusieurs mois par an en Suisse, où il est le professeur particulier de Yehudi Menuhin.
5 feet apart. Keep the back of the thighs firm and then stretch the arms over the ears straight, keeping the interior.
So did you see something which was very prominent in the way he was teaching in 1968, 48 years prior to this date? Did you see the focus given in terms of extension? Did you see his arms? Did you see the legs? The extension which was there? Yes? No? So this is something he did not explain this is for knowing the mind, but he knew that if this is what is done, the mind will be known. You need to know that Guruji started teaching and he took his art abroad. He went to the United Kingdoms, and one of the requirement was that he should not talk about anything spiritual, he should not talk anything about religion, he should not talk anything about the mind. Then this particular art would be allowed to be taught in the educational institutes in England at that time. And therefore, Guruji took up the challenge of not using the mind at all in all his conversations. Now, the four things which are very precise and what Iyengar Yoga is known for, one is alignment. He uses the word alignment leads to enlightenment. Because when the body is aligned, the mind is shaped in a manner that it doesn't get disturbed. The second one is timing. You cannot just touch a pose and come out. The mind takes time to reach a part of the body. It doesn't happen instantly. It takes time. And therefore, he said you have to stay for long duration. So alignment is there. Then there was sequence. Sequence is important because if you have to move the mind to a place where it does not reach otherwise normally, as Venkat talked about, that even in business of life, there are some places where you have to attend to which are not perceived by you. Certain poses allow your mind to reach a place which otherwise would not be reached in another pose. So that was the need for sequence. And what happens to those whose minds don't move at all? There were the props which adjusted the mind in such a manner that they would be able to reach the mind. So the four hallmarks of Iyengar Yoga, alignment and precision, 2, sequencing, timing and props all come about because it is the mind which has to be touched so that it becomes still. Okay? Now, how many of you would like to participate in a class, if I can have a show of hands? And I'm interested to see people who are from the stockbrokers community would like to participate. Okay? So those who are from the stockbroking community and would like to participate, I would like you to occupy a mat on the mat, and then I will tell you how we will go about doing this. The rest of my friends, if you can hear me, we will do a class for you to understand what happens to the mind. So I will ask my young friends, Siddharth Bangera and Danish Rizvi. Now all of you will just a kind of introduction to you, which you can follow at a later date. So now, normally when you stand, your mind can fluctuate everywhere. Is that right? You can think about what is happening at home. You can think about the movie you are going to see later in the evening, or you can think about anything. All right? Now see what happens when I ask you to stretch your arms up so that the palms are facing each other. So when you just keep your arms in just any manner, casual manner, where the arms are not locked, those who are having shirts, you can unbutton your sleeves so that you can stretch your arms. So you can unbutton your sleeves, you can pull out the shirt from, which is tucked in, go down. Let's wait for, no, wait, just bring your hands down. Let us wait for those people, our friends, who have tucked in the shirt, just remove it, remove the tucking so that your shirt is out, open the sleeves. Now you see what happens. When you stretch your arm like this, you see the picture very often. People are doing something like this. Your mind can wander. Now you stretch your arm in such a manner that this middle finger lifts up. Lift the middle finger up, both the arms. Keep on lifting the middle finger, both the arms. Keep on lifting the middle finger, both the arms. Keep on lifting there, both the arms. Keep on lifting there, both the arms. Lift, straighten, stretch, extend, so that now you start to feel the joints where the tendons are. Stretch from the joints as if you are going to create space in the joints. Keep the space in the joints, and as you keep the space in the joints, find out whether the mind starts to get still. Elbow should not be bent. Elbow should be straight. Extend. Straight elbow. Somebody at the end of the class has got the elbows bent. Try to straighten the elbow. Straighten the elbow as if the elbows are going to extend, extend, extend. When you are extending, what happens to the mind? Bring your arms down. Does it not make your mind stable at that time? And when it becomes straight, what happens to your mind? Now I will ask you to bring the arms down. Now in the sky, shining bright. Can you see the stars? No. Like that, when the eyes are open, the eyes overload your other senses so that you cannot see anything other than what is sensed by the eyes. Okay? Now you will keep your eyes closed only for the purpose to allow your sense of proprioception to start giving its input. The sense of proprioception initially is like the dim light of the stars, but that then you are going to keep your eyes closed, and as if there is a weight on your wrist which is pulling your wrist down as you keep your hands lifted, arms lifted, arms lifted. What is the perception of the width of the chest that you have now? What do you feel is the width of the chest as you keep your arms to the sides? What is the width of the chest that you feel? Now keep your eyes closed. First wait, you will be doing this. You will be taking your arms up so that the palms are facing each other. Close your eyes and then see what is the width of the chest compared. So what is the width of the chest? What is the width of the waist? How wide is the feeling in the chest? How wide the feeling is in the waist? It feels wide. When you bring the arms up, how the waist feels narrow. Take the arms up. Understand what is the width as perceived by you through the internal sense organ. Arms to the sides, watch your waist. How wide it feels. Watch it very carefully. How wide it feels. Then turn the palms to face the ceiling and lift the arms up so that they are facing each other. Find out what is the width of the waist. Does the shape of what you perceive to be your body, does it not change? Then bring the arms down. Did it not change? Yes, no? If it has changed, that is, spread your legs 3.5 feet apart, spread your legs. Even those who are, in their business clothes, keep the hands to the sides, straight sides, along the sides of your chest, be there. Even those who are in their business clothes, spread your legs wide. Spread your legs wide. Now you will find what is the size of the waist. When you spread, how broad it is. Now, when you take the arms to the side, it becomes narrow. And then when you take it up, it becomes still narrow. When you make it to the sides, it becomes broad. And when you bring the arms down besides your trunk, they become still broader. Did you feel that? That is, when you take your arms to the sides, there is a narrowing. There is a narrowing of the waist. Now to make that waist broad, You have to move the thumb and little finger of both the arms. Stretch the thumb and the little finger alone. Stretch the thumb and the little finger. Stretch it well and you will find the width coming in your waist, which was not coming earlier. Stretch the middle finger down and you will find the waist becomes narrow. Is that right? If you stretch the middle finger and let it go from side to side, your waist becomes narrow. But if you move your thumb and little finger and stretch it on both sides, your waist becomes broad. Making sense to you? Yes. So this is how you are, when you stretch your arms, and if you have to make it wide, you have to stretch from the little finger and the thumb. Now, when you take your arms up, what happens to the waist now? It has become broad, whereas when you had taken your legs together, the waist became narrow when you lifted your arms up. Correct? Now join the legs. So this is what happens in the stock market. Spread your legs back. Now go down and touch and hold your ankle or the shin wherever you can. Don't close your eyes now for a moment and find out if the chest is appearing flat or is it appearing to be curved. Appearing means with your eyes closed, perception of the chest. Then come up. What is the perception of the chest? Does it appear straight as it is now, or it feels curved like a half moon? Or like stretch the leg, middle finger, stretch, and the curvature is reduced. Curvature is reduced if you stretch the middle finger. Stretch the middle finger. Stretch the middle finger. Look to the front. Don't take the head down. Look to the front. Let your palm rest on the knee, shin, ankle, anywhere. But stretch the left middle finger. Relax that and you will see the shape of curvature coming. Stretch it. It appears to be at least like a straight line. Idiot curve. Did it make sense to you? All of you in the back? Middle finger of the right hand should be extending away as you go down. Stretch there to go down. Stretch there to go down. Stretch there and go down so that there is evenness there. Stretch and go down. As if somebody is holding you by your right wrist and pulling you up while somebody is putting weight on your left wrist to pull it down. Then come up. Feet to the front. What is the state of the mind? See what happens, you feel shaky. But look at a point which is far away from you. Now what you will do is bring the palms together and extend the palms. Extend the palms, extend the palms, extend the palms. See how the balance comes. Extend the palms, lift the palms up. Lift, go on lifting the palms. Lift the palms. Straighten your arms, straighten your arms, straighten your arms, straighten your arms and see how stability comes. Loosen your arms and see how you feel shaky. Making sense to you? Loosen your arms, you become shaky. Making sense? Release. Did the others get it also? People in trousers? Now on the other side, you will take your left leg, place it inside thigh of the right and stretch your arms, you will become stable. Keep stretching the arms, stability comes. The more you stretch your arms, the more stable you become. Stretch your arms, you become more stable. Release and you become shaky. Eyes not become sharp when you stretch your arms. Yes? Now there is a divine connection between the eyes, between the stability, between the mind and the breath. When the eyes become quiet, your mind becomes quiet. When your mind becomes quiet, your breath becomes quiet. Right foot on the inner side of the left thigh, you may be shaky, but as you stretch your arms, you become stable. Stretch, stretch, stretch and look at a point far away from you. The more you look at a point far away from you, you become stable. Keep it loose and you lose your balance. Now the other. Stretch your arms, body becomes silent. Then you can count. Got a sense of it? Mr. Malavdani? Did it work? Now, all of you can sit down, just rest for a while. Friend Venkat, I'm not sure whether he's still there. He's in the media, okay. He came with a problem. He says that I travel a lot. I am in various hotels. How can I do Shirshasana using a support of the rope which I am used to in the class? Turn yourself to this exit. Can I ask some volunteer? Kalpesh, just go there. You can see how ordinary ropes or belts are used at the doorway. Madhubai, the rope for rope Shirshasana. 2 boxes. Now you can see how he goes up and hangs himself upside down on the door. Now keep it here. Keep it here. See how he is hanging. Can you see that? So this props help a person who is not able to stay in Shirshasana to get the same benefit of Shirshasana without actually doing it on his hands. Now what I will ask is, the people in the front, some of you will be facing me and doing Shirshasana for the benefit of others who would like to see what has happened in Shirshasana. So others who are not doing Shirshasana can be sitting there. The rest of you will fold your blankets. The others can see on the screen how this contraption is being used by Madhubai to do Shirshasana. So you can see him how his shoulders can show his head. Bring down the camera so that you can show his head, how he is doing. This is just for safety that they are holding him. He stays there without anybody holding him. But since it's a strange case, just to give an idea how long this can be done. The only difference between a young person and a person who is old of age, the actions which are being done. Now if you see how the sharpness of the legs gives you the stability of the body. You can observe the sharpness of the back of the knees, sharpness in the toes, ankles, and you have to keep yourself sharp. Now all of you will turn. Stretch your legs, you will be able to turn. Then turn around onto the other side, so that now your right leg is forward, left leg is back. The more you stretch, the more you'll be able to turn. Come to the center, join your legs, bend the knees. Now, some of you would have seen this action. But the people, I will adjust him so that he is able to do, no, this one, this one, or no. Now I will take you up, you don't do anything, I will take you up. Just adjust this shirt so that it's tucked in. Now, he's there. I will adjust you so do anything. Put up. Stay there, huh? Don't worry. Don't worry. So, you do not have to worry. If the Queen Elizabeth could start Shirshasana at the age of 88, now look at that. ठीक है सर? Initially what happens is, when you get up, but that helps because you can see things in a different perspective. Okay? Now to the right, the left side of the body appears to be narrow from the sternum to the sides and the right becoming broad. Wait there. Keeping your eyes closed, you are turning to the right side in this pose which is called Badrakonasana, and you are doing Parshva Badrakonasana. So find out if the right becomes broad, left appears narrow. Now that you go on to the other side, when you take your left hand behind you, right hand on your, of the right to the middle to the outer side of the left, let it be equal. Let it be equal. Then come to the center, turn to the other side. Make it equal, keep it equal. Your right hand can be at the ankle of the left leg. Right hand holding the ankle of the left leg, and then turn yourself, keeping the distance from the left side to the sternum to the right side of the chest. Then come to the center. Open your eyes and find out what happens to the mind.
Shirsasana are the king of asanas. The best asana is Shirsasana, because when your body is, the head is down, legs are up, the circulation of the whole body takes place very well. If your doctor advises you, do everything but don't do Shirsasana. That is what he says. Into that, our Guruji's answer is, I can, even an 84-year queen, she did not know how to do Shirsasana. She said, yes, you show me how I can do Shirsasana. So it was in Denmark or somewhere. So he put her up, and then she realized that that can be done at the age of 84. Now, as you have been saying, I am still older, but I am doing my Shirsasana every day for 15 minutes, not 5 minutes. And if my blood pressure is taken before I start on Shirsasana, it is 120/80, which is supposed to be normal. And after 15 minutes, after 5 minutes, if my blood pressure is taken, it is 120/80, 130/80, which is normal. So that the figure that if you do asanas, your blood pressure will increase, that is not right. I suppose if this message reaches to the people and if they take to the taking of asanas, it will be very better, it is much better. Whatever profession you are attending, whatever you are occupying it, if in addition to whatever you are doing, if you want to excel in that, do asana, do this Shirsasana, do this asana. There are 8 fold asanas which people know now. It is Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Dharana, Dhyan, Pratyahar, and goes up to Samadhi. So that is what the importance of these asanas are. Thank you very much.
Therefore, there is no chance, because if you go upside down, the blood pressure cannot increase because the baroreceptors correct that. So as long as you do correct Shirshasana with proper guidance, you will have no problems. Now Damani sir came here and you saw him balance. But the novelty of balance excited the mind and the mind fluctuated. And therefore he came down. Had the excitement not been there and the mind had remained stable at that time, but I can understand it can be, when you do it initially, there is a little bit of excitement. But when you do it and if there is no excitement, you can remain stable. Okay?
And like this, he should be standing like this.
I think each one of us can be gentlemen right at the back who would like to ask a question. And then Rajvi, are we ready with the... Okay. Yes, sir.
My question is whether Sarvangasana and Shirshasana are equal, whether if one cannot do Shirshasana, can he have the same satisfaction with Sarvangasana?
Okay. You know, when Guruji in his book Light on Yoga has said Shirshasana is the father or king of all asanas and Sarvangasana is the queen or mother of all asanas. These two inversions, along with Viparit Dandasana and Viparit Karni, Setubandh Sarvangasana, these set of asanas are the one which make you sensitized inside the body. So if you do correct Sarvangasana, correct Shirshasana, Setubandha Sarvangasana, Viparit Dandasana, Viparit Karni, these all set of asanas gives you a very quiet state of the mind. Learned correctly, Sarvangasana will give a very quietening effect. If the Shirshasana works in the center of the body, Sarvangasana works on the periphery of the body. So that when you experience it, you will realize, and therefore balancing has to be done. So if you do too much on the periphery, the center is not strong. Shirshasana makes you too strong. So what happens is, in a sense, sometimes Shirshasana is what you would call the intellect from the head. Sarvangasana is the intelligence from the heart. These have to be balanced. Okay? And that certainly can be done and should be done. And as a matter of fact, it is recommended that if you do 15 minutes of Shirshasana, you do 15 minutes of Sarvangasana, so that both are balanced. Okay? Now, I will just ask Anil, please start the video. So this is an inspiration.
Shirshasana, independent Shirshasana, we'd like to give you a mat. Please just wait for a minute, is my request. Let's give a standing ovation to our Guruji, whom we all love, we respect, who has taught us everything that we know about Iyengar Yoga. Let it come from the heart. The energy of Guruji is in this room. It's in our poses, it's in our cells of our body. Louder, 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 louder. हाथ ऊपर करके. So Guruji was truly internal. The happiness is within. Even if the stock market goes to 50,000, that happiness is temporary. What you experience, the happiness that is within is inside. So first of all, applaud and appreciate your own efforts for coming here and doing this and experiencing the happiness within. It is everlasting, it is forever. It doesn't determine whether the market goes up or comes down. So I'd like to request the two trustees of Iyengar Yoga Trust, Birjubhai Mehta, the superstar of the evening who taught us the fundamentals of Iyengar Yoga, and Firoza Ben to come on the stage and distribute. I got yoga mats for all the people who made this program possible. So Birjubhai, I met him at a wedding before 3 months and he said, next time Mala, we are going to do this event here. And then both our offices followed up. But deep appreciation for Mr. Chauhan's office. Last Iyengar Yoga Day, he was in the front row and he did all the poses. Mr. Radhakrishna Damani, I know you need to leave. And Ramesh Damani from the stock. Shankar Jadhav from Bombay Stock Exchange, Kalpit, who has worked very, very hard to make this event possible, Kalpit Kshatriya, and his entire team, deepest sense of gratitude. Sharad Harlalka, the matchmaker between Iyengar Yoga and Bombay Stock Exchange, Mr. Harlalka. If Sharad is not there, his son Keshav can come and take the mat. Oh, Sharad Bhai is there. Please come on the stage, Sharad Bhai. Two core organizers, Mr. Ashok Chawla, Rajiv Ben Mehta, Vikram Rao, and Devdutt Kapadia. Rajiv Ben has worked extremely hard coordinating with all the different volunteers. Request Rajiv Ben also to please come on the stage. Media, Shail Sharma, Sonal Gamadia, and Suvarna. Backdrop design and production, Vinay Kelkar. Volunteers, Anil Singh, Badru, Bhavin Ashar, Danesh, Dattatray, Kalpesh, Machendra, Santosh, Seema, Siddharth, Tejas, Ratnavan, and Vrunda Monani. Amisha for the t-shirt design, Sumar for the production, Onvil Pates for organizing sale of Guruji's books. Special thanks to Mr. Ayaz Menon. I know the coach of Bombay cricket team is going to be selected today. We appreciate you coming here. Yeah, and there is tea and biscuits in the back, so please help yourself. And the youngest member of the community, Madhubhai Tijoriwala, if he can also come on the stage and accept our appreciation for doing Shirshasana at 98. Also, Tanaz and Rajvi and Sabira, who made the event possible at Navy Nagar, and Ravi Done, Gulzar, Bharti, and Siddharth's team of Dev and Stan, Tanaz and Najib. Gulzar and Bharti, who made the event at SEBI possible. So it's a rare occasion for Iyengar Yoga community. Bedrock of capitalism, Bombay Stock Exchange and the Regulator Community Security Exchange of Board of India. Both these places, we have done yoga and taught them the benefit of Iyengar Yoga, coordinating between body, mind, and soul, and experiencing happiness within. And I'll request Firoza Ben, our senior trustee, to express our deepest gratitude for Birju Bhai and